The question that we're exploring is, how does an understanding of neuroscience benefit coaching practice? And one key benefit of understanding neuroscience for coaching or training or teaching is the ability to optimize learning and to facilitate meaningful behavioral change. And by meaningful, I mean long lasting, not just things that come and they change for a little bit and then they disappear. We're talking about meaningful, long-lasting behavioral change. And neuroscience gives us these valuable insights into how the brain functions, into how it learns and how it adapts. And this allows us as coaches and educators to tailor our approaches to be able to maximize individual potential and desired outcomes. And that's the real key of it all. We can develop a much more nuanced approach, and that allows us to be more effective and allows us to be more impactful, and it allows us to be more meaningful. And we do that by being informed. And so by understanding neuroscience, this is where you can start to design interventions and learning experience that align with the brain's natural processes so that we're not swimming against the tide. We're not fighting everything every step of the way. Now, we know that the brain is highly adaptable. We know that it's constantly rewiring its neural connections in response to experiences and in response to learning. And this is neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity highlights the brain's ability to change and adapt throughout life. And we only figured this out 50 years ago. We've been studying the brain for 3,000 years. And up until 50 years ago, we thought it was fixed. We thought it was just this rock that processed information. So the fact that it can changed the entire game. And when you understand neuroplasticity and exactly how every experience and every second of every day molds and changes and shapes and makes our brain adapt, this is when we're able to leverage this really remarkable feature of our brains to be able to support our clients in acquiring new skills and overcoming challenges and transforming limiting beliefs in a much more effective way. And it all comes down to that idea that the brain is not a static entity. It's a dynamic and a complex organ that continually seeks out novelty and relevance and meaning. And notice what I said there, it seeks out. It's looking for this stuff. It's looking for those new experiences so that it can change. It's looking for the new lessons so that it can either assimilate or accommodate them into what you already know. So if you are, as a coach, if you now arm yourself with this knowledge, you can begin to create stimulating and engaging learning environments that capture your learner's attention and facilitate a deep engagement and a deep understanding. And we do this by incorporating different activities and different exercises and different techniques and frameworks that align with how the brain processes and retains information. And that allows you as a coach to be much more effective and much more impactful. Now, the other thing that neuroscience allows coaches to do is to take all of that and package it up to deliver a much more targeted and a much more personalized approach. And this is so important. This is so important because everybody has a unique brain. Everybody's got a different brain. It's different connectivity. It's different makeup. And neuroscience recognizes that difference, and it recognizes the importance of that difference and how we can take that and honor and really leverage these differences for outcomes. And when you become knowledgeable about the brain, you are going to be able to identify and leverage individual strengths and preferences and learning styles to be able to create these tailored and personalized strategies that resonate with your clients every single time. And it's this personalized approach that enhances engagement, that boosts motivation, and ultimately makes you much more effective in your coaching endeavors. So one thing that helps with this and one, I guess, practical application of understanding these kinds of things is being able to facilitate better emotional regulation and better psychological well-being for yourself and for your clients. And what we know is we know that the brain's emotional circuitry and the impact of emotions on cognition and behavior runs a lot deeper than what we used to think it did. So if you're able to grasp these principles to actually take them, build your knowledge out and put them into practice, this is going to help your clients to manage their stress, to manage their and regulate their emotions better, and to develop resilience. And this is going to come about by incorporating and integrating different neuroscience informed techniques to foster those changes and to develop those positive behavior changes. Because that's really the key when it comes to neuroplasticity. Your brain is seeking out change. So whether you want to change or not, or whether your clients want to change or not, it's happening. It's happening through the very experiences and that they're going through every single day. So we can either let that happen and just be at the mercy of the world, or we can guide and we can direct those changes so that we're always leveling up and we're always getting better at the things that we want to get better at. And this also comes into being able to understand motivation and goal setting and goal achievement. And that comes down to the brain's reward system, which is driven by the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine. And when we understand the neurological basis of these things and how these neurotransmitters work, again, we're able to tailor our strategies, and we're able to tailor our strategies to activate the right brain regions, to develop and strengthen the right neural connections, to be able to sustain that motivation, to set meaningful goals, to break them down into actionable, meaningful steps that mean something and that we know we can do. And really what we're trying to do is we're trying to create that supportive environment to trigger the brain's reward system and the brain's reward mechanisms as well. So if I had to boil down the one key benefit of understanding neuroscience for coaching and training and teaching, it's that ability to optimize learning and to facilitate long-term behavioral change, and to do it in a personalized way that is going to work for that person every single time. And we do that by aligning our approach with the individual's brain's natural processes and responses. And we do that by leveraging neuroplasticity to support skill acquisition and transformation through creating those personalized interventions that are going to resonate with the individual brains to enhance engagement and motivation and goal achievement. So ultimately, knowledge of neuroscience allows you to be a better coach, to be a better trainer, to be a more effective instructor by tapping into the individual preferences of everybody's individual brain and applying these evidence-based neuroscience principles so that you can be more effective and be more impactful. And not only that, so that you can empower individuals to step into their full brilliance and to become all that they're able to be. That's all for today. Bye now. Well, it's not all for today. We've got another lesson. Stick around for the other lesson. Bye now.